Hey, you guys, Goddess Intuition here. I hope you all are doing well. Happy Friday. Today represents the day of love, of course, so take advantage of the energies. Yes, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And towards the end of the video, I will be pulling from two different decks, so stick around for that. So in this video, I want to talk about self-love and what self-love has done for me in this present moment. And my own interpretation of self-love is me really diving into my own psyche, okay, and just understanding why I operate the way that I do, okay. And I think a lot of the times we want to step outside of ourselves to see how other people operate and how um, they are the way they are, right? Why they are the way they are, right? And we think if we step outside of ourselves to see other people and how they operate, then we can somehow draw from their energies and be our most authentic selves. And in reality, that is not the case. And I definitely think that we are taught to look outside of ourselves in order for us to understand who we are. And it's like, well, if you look within first, you are able to understand what's happening within your own internal environment, then you will be able to understand what's happening with others, right? And so, of course, this is not how we're socialized to be. This is not what we're taught. So we most likely will always venture out to see, well, what are this person is saying, or what are these people doing, right? And so my own interpretation of self-love is just really like going within my own environment internally and understanding like I don't know everything about myself. I don't know different parts of myself that really does exist, and doing our best to really try and tap into those energies. And of course, when we talk about birthdays and different phases of our lives, these are like different activations that will help us to understand where we are and who we are at the time. But it's like as we continue on, different parts of ourselves will be activated. Different parts of ourselves will be discovered that we are totally unaware of. And I think it's a beautiful thing in a sense, but it can also be a blinding, I want to say, mechanism. It can also be blinding for us because when we are dealing with different blind spots in our lives, we make blind decisions. We do things out of impulse. We are in our lower selves, if you want to say. We're not aware, okay? And so just with that, we may alter our lives in a way that is going to be a detriment later on, okay? And of course, again, when we talk about a lot of the things that are like happening with us, we want to refer back to our childhood. But it's like, yes, we can refer back to our childhood to understand how we're programmed and how we are just socialized and things of that nature. But moving forward, it's like, okay, how are we supposed to deal with who we are as adults, as spiritual beings, learning different techniques to understand that, right? And so I've been really just taking note, I guess I want to say mental note and physical note too, of, and like journaling and things like that, of where I am right now, presently. That is going to help me understand how I'm moving forward, but just understanding who I am present. And we can say this in regards of like when we're going to college and in our college years, how we have to, find one major, and how we are told that, well, this is going to be the thing that we're going to be doing for the rest of our lives. What if you want to change that though? What if you don't want to do that, right? And it's sort of like how our spiritual journey is. We go through different phases, right? We may tap into our gifts one day, or for about 2 or 3 months, and then we're going to switch to self-love for the next 2 or 3 months. We're going to look at things socially for the next 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like self-love really has helped me understand myself in the present moment where I am now. Are you happy? Are you doing the things to balance yourself out? You know, are you eating healthy? Are you having a little time to play? Or are you really, you know, enjoying yourself in this moment? And what is that for you? Right? And so that's what my own interpretation of it is, because of course things can change. Um, but I think the core and the center of who we are, and just us being authentic and saying, you know what, I don't know where I'm going to be 10 years from now. I don't know if certain things are going to trigger me or not, right? That can really help us say, you know what, I'm going to simplify my life, and I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to go with the flow of that. And I think that we really teach ourselves when we do that, that it's okay to be in the moment. It's okay to be in this moment, and whether it's you going to the dark side, understanding your shadow, you being happy, you being expressive, you're being cheerful, it's all of those things. Okay, it's all of that. And yeah, it's a journey. Of course, it's like the rabbit hole when we say we want to answer the call. We don't know what's going to happen, you know, and I say we as a collective, of course, because this is including me. I am a part of that. So we don't know what's going to happen. It's sort of like, I remember one summer, um, I seen, it looked at like a blue wasp. Okay, normally we see wasp and they're like brown, or sometimes they're, you know, yellow and black. But this particular year, it really shocked me, because I'm like, wait a minute. We normally see wasps and they're just like regular as we seen when we were kids, right? And it dawned on me in that moment, like, we every year it's a brand new species, but it's the same. It's like it's the same species, but it's something else added to that, and this is what makes that species different, right, from the year previously, right, from the previous year. And so this is sort of like how we are. It's like, okay, we go through all of these different things, life changes, death, rebirth, you know, in and out of energies, interchanging, just transmuting, you know, uh, trance, whatever, right? We're just going through all of these different phases, but each phase we are learning, we're growing, we're changing, we're reinventing, we're mixing up this, you know. So it's kind of like, and sometimes it can be overwhelming because you don't know, like, okay, am I supposed to be doing this? Is this something that I'm supposed to be doing? Or am I just in the clouds? Especially if you're dealing with Pisces energy, of course, or like any kind of air energy. You're going to question, like, okay, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Right. And of course, you know, when you consult with your spiritual guides, your spiritual team, they're going to make sure that they are sending you signs and um, allowing you to be aware of where you are. And they're going to tell you, like, well, you know what? Yes, you are doing the right thing. Or, you know what? Hey, you need to take a step back on this, or you need to focus more on this. Right. And it's not perfect, you know, and that's what I really want to bring to you guys, and just say, like, self-love is not just, hi, I'm here, I'm perfect. No, self-love is saying, you know what, I don't know myself enough to love myself, or I haven't been in a space where I've known myself enough to love myself, or to even understand what it is that I need to love about myself, right? And that's okay, because once you say that, in that moment, you're going to say, okay, wow, okay, now this puts me on a path to finding out more about myself, so that I'm able to understand who I am, to understand what I'm not, right? And so let's pull some cards. I'm going to be using the Moonology just to tap into the energies and see what's going on, because this is some good energy that I'm feeling, and it's very positive, I want to say, because of course when we're in the spring months, we are dealing with what's new, right? And it's like, yes, we've seen this before. We've seen the process before. You know, you go from summer to fall to winter, winter to spring, autumn, all of that good stuff. We see the trees lose their leaves, and you know, we see the snowfall. But with each phase and moment is very different, right? And are you able to identify with that? And also, thank you, Spirit, being able to have gratitude for it also, because I think that's what it's really about too, having gratitude, because sometimes we can get caught up in trying to, you know, play this role, right? Okay. Pulling from the top of the deck and from the bottom. Okay. And it says, for the first card, your commitment is being tested. And then for the second, be bold and make the first move. So, and what I'm picking up on these two energies is basically, are you in the moment? Are you committed to understanding who you are? If you say like, okay, I want to be more aware of myself, I want to understand who I am, I want to tap more into my own energy so that I'm able to pull from my energies, right? And draw from that. Are you being committed to that? Are you understanding that it takes commitment to understand yourself and to really have self-love and to really invest in yourself, whatever in whatever way, right? It can be you tapping into your, again, your darker elements, to understand what's happening with you, right? So that's what I'm picking up from this energy. Also, it's a double energy. If you look at these two cards and you see the moon, and you can see how it's like it's transitioning, and they can also be interchangeable too. So also what I'm picking up on is just with the moon cycles going in and out. It's like, okay, we're going to go into hermit mode, and then we're going to show ourselves and be self-expressive, okay? And then now we're going to, you know, pull a little backwards and tap into the energies that are on the back end, something that we may have forgotten about, something. This is what I'm picking up on. It's something that you have in the back of your mind that is trying to show itself. And are you going to be willing to allow yourself to see what's happening? Now, when we make the commitments, Spirit is going to say, okay, are you guys really going to stick to those commitments? And this means, by it being a journey, are you going to allow whatever to come up, right? So, and it's like, okay, and this is why I believe sometimes we are kind of hesitant to take that step, because we're like, okay, if I take the call, that means I'm going to have to be totally aware. That means I'm going to have to be committed. I'm going to have to surrender. I'm going to have to, you know, rely on faith, and it can be scary. But it's also a relieving feeling, because it's like, okay, even though I have to do all of those things, I know that Spirit got me. I know that they are here with me and to protect me and for me to understand who I am. So that's beautiful. It's all about how you see it. Okay. It's all about how you perceive everything. Okay. Beautiful energies. Okay. I'm going to pull from the House of Night deck. I hope I am saying that right. Okay. Thank you, spiritual guides, ancestors, and way shores. Please allow me to be a clear channel and to receive the energies. Thank you, spiritual guides, ancestors, and way shores. Thank you, spiritual guides, ancestors, and way shores. Thank you. Ooh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, beautiful energies. Okay. We have conclusion, number 12. We have wishing, number 19. And we have the number 6, High Priestess of Air. And we have individuality, 47. So those numbers can be really significant at this time. So what I'm picking up from this is, don't be afraid to call on your energies. Don't be afraid to pull your energies from outside of yourself or from within. I'm also picking up on spiritual guides, not being afraid of your spiritual guides, and understanding what kind of spiritual guides to tap into. So this could be dealing with family, understanding certain cycles, certain patterns, because we have the conclusion here. So this can also mean some sort of revealing of some sort, and this can all be within, I'm hearing, internal, right? So to understand yourself is to understand others. And this can also mean you put it in the work to figure out certain things about yourself, about where you come from. All right. And this can also mean going from one cycle to the next, because we have on one book it says chapter 1, okay, and then on the other it says the end. So this can be you moving from one area of your life to the next. Oh, sorry. Okay, hopefully we can see it better. Moving from one area and going to the next, or even closing chapters, right? Closing certain things. This reminds me of the past. Closing the past on certain things and moving forward, or just taking some of those things from the past and allowing that to help us in the future or in the present moment. Really beautiful energy right here, because this says that this 12 breaks down to a 3. So moving forward, but as you move forward, you're able to take a little bit from each phase of your life. So this can be the past, this can be present, and this can be future. So this is very beautiful energy right here. This is movement. This is going forward. Okay. Wishing. And this is the number 19, and it breaks down to 10. Okay. And this can also, again, means closing cycles and just moving forward with your life, okay? Understanding things, um, being happy that you've made certain decisions when you did, being happy to take the call, right? And I'm also picking up, you may have been a person to, at some point, you was wishing to understand what was going on. You was making, you was, you know, it could have been in your subconscious, like, okay, I wish I understood what was happening so that I'm able to move forward. I wish, you may be a person who always said that too, like, oh, I wish this and I wish that, or I wish this, right? Not knowing that your call is being answered, but not in the ways that you may have thought or you wanted certain things to happen, right? So this is you saying, you know what? Like, okay, I wish. You're basically telling the universe and your subconscious and your internal self and your environment, it's a form of meditation, and it's also a form of wishing to the moon and wishing to the stars. Okay, we all know the fairy tales where, you see the girl and or the children, and they're looking outside of their window, and they're wishing upon a star, and you know so it's very magical too. So this could have been a period of your life where you may have gone through something and you was wishing to be in a different space, not knowing that the universe the whole time was making a way. So this is very beautiful energy, right? And so the high priestess of air, so this is the number 6. Again, this is 3. It can represent 3. It can represent 3, 9, and 6. So you are a person who understands that you have to work with the elements. And I don't know who this is for. This can be for a particular person or maybe 1 or 2 people. You are a person that understands that, you know what, there's something beyond where I am now. There's something beyond what's happening right now. And this is just indicative to what I was just talking about. So understanding, just having that, it's like a magical aspect that you probably didn't even understand that you were tapping into at the time. Like, I know things has to be different. I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know what, but I understand something is different. And this can also means earth too, and with the air. So you understand that, like, you know what, this is different. I'm also picking up on, you may be a person who have struggled with being able to have that dreamy way of being, as a child, when we're children and we're able to just be happy and everything is just what it is. And we're not dealing with the mundane things of life or what we've seen our parents go through, paying bills, working. This is just, I'm picking up on an energy of a person or people, of course, may have struggled in their childhood with being able to dream, or you may have been in a situation where it's 2 different energies. One of the energies is very, very, it's like, I wish I was able to dream. I wish I was able to be happy. So you want to tap into that energy. You wanted to tap into that energy as a child, and really understand what it's like to dream and to be happy. So this can be speaking in terms of lack, or not being able to be happy, or because of maybe responsibilities or certain things that were just placed upon you. And then for the other energies, it's like knowing that something else is out there, and knowing, like, you just have a knowing. And you may have been seen as dreamy, or a person that is always in the clouds. I'm hearing from the people around you also may have not invested in your imagination and your creativity. And so, in turn, you may have thought it was silly to dream, or you may have thought it was silly to be happy. It's really sad. Yeah. Okay. Moving forward, and let me just say this, because it's a really sad energy. Moving forward, you want to not feel guilty of you finding your own happiness. You don't want to feel guilty, even though you may feel guilty of finding your own happiness. You may feel like you're doing something wrong because you are happy. And no, it's just your it's your birthright to be happy here. It's your birthright to tap into what you need to tap into, or to take the call to understand who you are. There's nothing wrong with that. So I want to leave you with that. It's very heavy energy. So, yeah. You don't have to apologize for being happy. Okay, moving forward. Ooh, 47 breaks down to an 11, and this is individuality. So, being able to find yourself and be happy and understand who you are as a person. This has been a part of your journey. You have been wishing for this. You have been hoping to understand who you are and really tapping into that energy. And this is you finding that. This is you finding that happiness within yourself. This is you finding the courage to say, I'm going to take that call. I'm going to step out on faith. I'm going to invest in myself and invest in my well-being and my happiness and my health. So congratulations to you, and to others who are on this path of understanding and really having a sense of what self-love is for them and for you. So yeah, very beautiful energy. And we have the bird right here also. I didn't even see that. This can also be dealing with, I'm picking up on physical, trying to remove yourself from certain things that has caused you to feel like you're not worthy. Okay. And we're all worthy of having self-love and understanding who we are. And if people are trying to take you away from yourself and understanding who you are as a person, then that just really shows that they don't feel like they can have it within themselves. And that's really sad. They are feeling like they're not worthy, right? And because of what they have gone through in life. And this is how the process, and this is how the cycles and the patterns keep going and going and going. Okay, and this can be a small group, this can be family, this can be a community of people that you have grown up around. This could be a church. This could be some sort of religion. So yeah, Spirit wants you to understand that it is okay for you to distance yourself, take the time that you need, and really get to investing into yourself, however that is. It can be, again, wellness, spirituality, mental health. So take the time. And of course, it's going to be difficult for you to cut off certain relationships. You may have to just distance yourself if you're not comfortable with fully cutting off certain people. But, of course, it can be hard. But you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for yourself. So if you can just find clarity in that, then I think you're going to be pretty happy. So, okay, you guys, that is it for this video. And again, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will be back with another video.